All right, what is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate for your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing, simply because it does truly help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to Katt Williams exposing Diddy's industry accomplices, man. So apparently he also has receipts. So yeah, man, this is going to be crazy. We all know Diddy has a lot of allegations to his name. You get what I mean? Ever since the beginning of his career, like 30 years at this point. You get what I mean? And the feds are just catching on. You know, it looks like they're raiding his house. All kinds of stuff is happening. Let's just say that. But yeah, man, I'm intrigued. So without further ado, not gonna do too much yapping. Let's just play the video. See what it's talking about.
As cliche as this is starting to sound, you just gotta appreciate how ironic it is that Katt Williams has been right about Diddy being a creep all along. And now, Katt is bringing more receipts to show this Diddy P runs much deeper than y'all think it does. Since Diddy's homes got raided last week, so many things have resurfaced, showing how Diddy has been about this life for decades, and he has not been in it alone. Allegedly, Diddy has many accomplices in the industry, and these aren't even nobodies. These are important figures, Hollywood royalty. Katt has made it his mission to expose Diddy and his cabal, and he has not wasted time in bringing some new evidence into the mix. Allegedly, Diddy's so-called accomplices are the reason why he's in this mess, and they're not gonna stop until Diddy goes down. So, who did Katt expose as Diddy's industry accomplice? And are they really why Diddy is caught up in this battle? Let's break it down.
Sean Diddy Combs can't seem to escape the spotlight right now, and the federal investigation into any connections to an alleged operation is creating comparisons to other infamous figures like Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly.
Y'all should have listened when Katt Williams said, "Everything that happens in the dark will be revealed this year because, baby, it's just the first quarter, and we've already seen so many things." As y'all know, Katt has been on a mission to expose the creeps and the snakes in the industry, and one of them is, of course, Diddy. In his Club Shay Shay interview, Katt predicted that this is the year Diddy finally gets exposed, and people thought he was playing.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
He even talked about how he had to walk away from millions many times because he didn't want to party with the likes of Diddy.
They offered him 50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down 50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times.
I'm not gonna lie, that's like selling your soul for money. You get what I mean? Like, for example, right? A person is paying you to give up your morals. That's crazy. You get what I mean? Like, a person is paying you $50 million just to take your manhood. That's what's going on. You get what I mean? Like, everything you stood on, everything you believed in. Like, nah, I'd never do this kind of thing, right? And they offer you all this money, and a lot of people take it. You get what I mean? A lot of people take it simply because, you know, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and there's a lot of people in the world who, you know, say they'd do all kinds of things just to be rich. You get what I mean? They'd take 100 million. Like, for example, people say they'd take $100 million just to, you know, give up their manhood. You get what I mean? And these are regular people. You get what I mean? So when people are offering you all this money, bro, it's just like, you know, you gotta stand on what you believe in. You can't take this money, man. Like, that's basically selling your soul for Diddy. Like, he's paying you to take your manhood. You get what I mean? He might be paying you $50 million, but he's gonna want something in return, and he's gonna have it.
Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them.
So, to see everything playing out the way Katt said it would is crazy. By now, y'all must have heard about Diddy's homes getting raided by Homeland Security last week, and Diddy allegedly fleeing to some private island and leaving his kids behind to get handcuffed by police. It's a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But for those of you who somehow missed the show, let's do a quick recap. On Monday, March 25, 3 of Diddy's Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles were raided by officials from Homeland Security Investigation. According to a rep for Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation, with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. Footage from the raid showed several officials around Diddy's homes. In one of the videos, we actually see Diddy's sons Justin and Christian being in handcuffs, as is customary for raids like this. This raid is allegedly related to trafficking allegations that have been brought against Diddy in the last few months. As y'all know, the first of these allegations was made by Cassie in her November 2023 lawsuit, where she accused Diddy of a decade of abuse, manipulation, and control. In the lawsuit, Cassie said Diddy usually forced her to be with other men for his pleasure, and that they would organize freak-off sessions where she would be pumped full of substances that made her unable to consent to whatever Diddy wanted. He also allegedly put his hands on her, blew up Kid Cudi's car when he found out she had been talking to him, and made her carry his firearm and purchase prescription medication for him. Diddy settled with Cassie for an undisclosed amount within a day of her filing the lawsuit, probably hoping to keep everything down. But it had the exact opposite effect, because folks immediately started guessing that for Diddy to settle so fast, he probably did the things Cassie accused him of doing. Cassie's lawsuit opened the floodgates for other alleged victims to also bring a lawsuit against Diddy for violations ranging from trafficking to drugging people and taking advantage of them. There have been 4 lawsuits after Cassie's, the latest being from Diddy's former producer, Lil Rod, who worked on Diddy's Love album. Lil Rod's lawsuit accused Diddy of trafficking, RICO offenses, and many other twisted things. But more importantly is that Lil Rod's lawsuit accused several other people of working with Diddy, including big names like Christina Korum, Diddy's chief of staff, Sir Lucian George, Universal Music Group CEO, and Ethiopia Habta Mariam, former Motown Records CEO, who were all listed as co-defendants. Lil Rod also claimed that Diddy once bragged about using his connections to people like TD Jakes to redeem himself from all the negative media attention he had been receiving because of the lawsuits. Well, Katt Williams also agrees with the idea that Diddy is not alone in this, and he has lots of friends in high places who participate in these things with him. Katt recently shared a clip on his Instagram story featuring Diddy in an old clip from the Nickelodeon show All That. In the clip, 2 young boys are asking Diddy how to wake their friend up after all their previous attempts have failed, and Diddy suggests they put a toy helicopter in the boys' pants and remote control it.
And he's still sound asleep. What are we gonna do? I don't know.
No, this is actually wild, bro. And I'm pretty sure this clip was actually beginning to surface, like, millions of people were actually starting to see it, if you get what I mean, simply because Quiet on Set was exposing Nickelodeon and things like that. So, bro, this is insane, man. Like, Diddy is a full-blown weirdo, bro. Like, oh my goodness. No wonder they let him on Nickelodeon as well, simply because Nickelodeon has a bunch of weirdos on it. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? A bunch of weirdos. But yeah, man, during this time, yeah, they had a bunch of weirdos on that set. So can't really be surprised that they let Diddy on, and they let Diddy do certain things simply because, they know in the back of their head that they're gonna get away with it. But I guess it finally caught up to him, and it's just like people are now seeing the truth. Like, all right, this is what they were doing, bro. That, like, they were making weird jokes, but this is wild.
In situations like this, I always ask myself, what would P. Diddy do? What would P. Diddy do? No, I don't know. Hey, let's ask him. Oh, okay. P. Diddy?
What's up?
We can't wake up Shane.
You try symbols?
Yep.
What about sour milk?
Didn't work.
Tell you what. Take this toy helicopter. Put it down his pants.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do. Come on, put it in. Okay. Austin! Didn't work. He's still asleep.
Try this.
Jello, by all means.
That's obviously a very disturbing clip, and it's weird enough that Diddy read the script and agreed to do it. But maybe it shouldn't be all that surprising given Diddy's history with young boys like Justin Bieber and Usher and all the things he allegedly did to them. What's even more disturbing is that someone on Nickelodeon made the script and approved it, and apparently this person was Dan Schneider. If y'all have been following the news, Dan Schneider and some other Nickelodeon executives have been outed recently for taking advantage of the child stars working with Nickelodeon. This came after the release of the investigation Discovery docuseries, Quiet on Set: The Dark Side of Kids TV, which spotlights allegations of abuse and mistreatment going on behind the scenes of y'all's favorite Nickelodeon shows. Katt Williams seemed to imply in his post that Dan Schneider is one of Diddy's accomplices in the industry. Oh, but there's more. Remember that rant where Katt called out Diddy and Jermaine Dupri for being P-words?
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? Jermaine Dupri, king of if you ask me, baby. Shit.
Well, as y'all know, Jermaine Dupri has been accused of violating boy band Criss Cross, and he allegedly used to take them to strip clubs and groom them. Now, there's no proof of any of these allegations, and Jermaine has denied them while replying to a question on the matter, saying, "You must be out of your effing mind. At Buzz Forever, I should sue you for writing this disrespectful ish on my page. F out of here." But we know how these things go, and it sounds very similar to Diddy being accused of messing around with people who worked under him. Diddy's former backup dancer, Tanika Ray, shared a video on Instagram where she talked about how her experience with Diddy was horrific and traumatizing.
I have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern. Yeah. And I have never talked about this publicly. And the internship stopped abruptly like 3 or 4 months into it. Yeah. And I spoke to my family member, like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say. Yeah. Years later, they finally came out, and this is a male, Puff had said, "Come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over." And absolutely not. And the internship ended. But from there, I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. You know, we all have stories. Seriously, we all have stories. Mine is horrific, and only 5 people know it. And I probably will never tell it. But since then, I've been like, yep. And I also am very intimately aware that you tell your truth and you become victimized over and over and over and over and over and over. And mind you, I then interviewed him many times. I have a lot of stories, y'all. I've been in Hollywood for 25 years, maybe longer, 30. I got a lot of stories. Unfortunately, maybe I'll write a book one day. But it just is so traumatizing that women just want to live every day and feel safe. And when we revisit and revisit, we live in a state of victimhood. And nobody wants to live there. So for those of you like, why aren't you saying something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy. And we really want to forget the trauma. So there's that.
She stitched a separate video of Diddy being accused of taking advantage of an intern, and although she didn't share the details of what happened, the caption said, "If I told my story in 1996, then what? I just knew to avoid him at all costs. Yes, I danced for him and kept my space. I was on the Vote or Die airplane and kept my space. I interviewed him for his projects and kept my space. Nothing that is happening is surprising." What's interesting is that Diddy allegedly played a smart one and shielded himself from all this by getting recordings of all these big names who allegedly frequent Diddy's parties and participate in his freak-offs. In fact, an insider said the raid on Diddy's homes was to search for cell phones, cameras, laptops, and other electronic devices that recorded the alleged blackmail tapes that is mentioned with the names of Stevie J, who is mentioned as a victim of Guy Blackmail's Tapa, in addition to Cuba Gooding Jr. and Young Miami, who were mentioned as alleged active participants in Puff Daddy's recent lawsuits. 50 Cent also confirmed the rumors that Diddy has blackmail videos in an Instagram post where he asked to buy these tapes of Diddy. 50 was referencing the allegation from Lil Rod's lawsuit, claiming that Diddy had hidden cameras in every room in his home and hours on hours of video and audio recordings of all his guests engaging in illegal activity. In the post, 50 added a screenshot showing a news clip of a highlighted section of Lil Rod's lawsuit that read, "Mr. Combs had hidden cameras in every room of his home, has recordings of several celebrities, artists, music label executives, and athletes engaging in illegal activity. These individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent. 50%. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person who has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. 50. Then captioned the post, shaking my head, this is gonna be so good. What you wanna bet? I'ma get these tapes. I'll pay top dollar for them. You been over there? I don't go to puffy parties. But 50 Cent didn't stop there because he then went on to make a bunch of posts that seemed to imply that Jay-Z might be one of Diddy's accomplices. Like this post where 50 shared a missing milk carton image of Jay-Z with the caption, LOL Puff said the ninja ain't answering his phone, LOL. In another post, 50 shared a photo of Jay appearing to wave with the caption, here is Jay-Z last reported seen waving at Puffy Jet. Now the idea that Jay-Z and Diddy are two peas in a pod isn't new. There have been many speculations in the past of Jay being on the same level or even worse than Diddy when it comes to being a creep. Some people have even thrown in the P word here and there because of Jay's weird obsession with dating girls who are either still in high school or half his age. From Beyonce to Aaliyah to Foxy Brown, Jay has been accused of liking them young and fresh out the cradle. In fact, a new video has resurfaced of Jaguar Wright talking about how Jay was lying with Rihanna when she was 15 and that he gave her herpes.
I understand why people keep talking about that. It was forever ago. They were both very young, and he had just had his first herpes outbreak from her giving him the herpes.
Ooh, my.
Like, how, you know what I mean? Like people don't understand what happened that night. And that's because Jay-Z worked so f***ing hard to change the narrative of that night. Now, Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started f***ing her and signed to the death chair. It's clear to say that the herpes that she had came from the person she had been most fully involved with, and that was Sean Carter.
Jag was referring to the time when Chris Brown accused Riri of giving him herpes when they were dating. And according to Jaguar, Chris's allegations were true because Rihanna actually contracted herpes from Jay. Now, anyone who knows Jag leaked screenshots of Kane's conversation with Diddy started circulating. In the screenshots, Kanye was calling Diddy a and telling him off. You texted Puff, come do something illegal to me now, please. And Puff responded, as soon as I land, we'll meet face to face. Send me an address. To which Ye then responded, Ninja, F you And then check out this interview where Kanye calls a bunch of rappers fake hard and accuses them of cutting a deal with the feds.
Kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address to my child. None of these I want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though, right?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard.
Wait,
hold on.
Okay.
All you fake hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't get because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna go pull my co-car. So shut the about me. Now let me say it calm. Shut the about you. Shut up about Michael.
Right.
We know how Kanye always goes on these little rants where he says things that seem like they don't make sense. But you have to remember that when people start calling out certain industry figures, they get labeled as crazy, addicts, or criminals just to discredit them. So maybe it's time for us to start paying attention to what Kanye has been saying about these people. Because if y'all recall, he talked about how he can say the things he says because he hasn't sold his soul to the Illuminati for fame or money. Speaking of people who sold their souls, Young Miami is now being accused of selling her soul to Diddy and being one of his accomplices. For context, Young Miami appeared in Lil Rod's lawsuit when Lil Rod accused her cousin of improper behavior with him, which he didn't consent to. On Monday, March 25th, Lil Rod added 25 additional pages of information to the lawsuit, and this addition implicates Young Miami as one of Diddy's, circle. The document accuses Young Miami of being Diddy's supplier of a substance called pink or 2, which is a combination of coke and ecstasy. Diddy allegedly has a taste for this substance, and his designated mule for transporting the stuff is a man named Brendan Paul, who is supposedly a former Syracuse University basketball player. Brendan Paul is also reported to have been arrested at a Miami airport shortly after the raid of Diddy's home there. However, the document then says Brendan is not the only one who transports this product for Diddy. Young Miami also does sometimes. It reads, plaintiff and the Combs Rico Enterprise were rehearsing for Something in the Water Festival in Virginia. Plaintiff Jones personally witnessed Mr. Combs do a few lines of in his dressing room. Defendant Sean Combs wanted but Brendan forgot it, so defendant Christina Coram called Young Miami, who then brought it on the private jet from Miami. Young Miami is also accused of being on Diddy's payroll as an S-worker. Upon information and belief, defendants Lucian Charles Grange, in his capacity as CEO of UMG, authorized Motown Records and Universal Music Group to provide financial resources to defendants Sean Combs and Love Records through wire transfers to defendants Sean Combs and Love Records accountant Robin Greenhill. Upon information and belief, Ms. Greenhill ensured the wiring, funds transfer, or cash payments to S-workers were completed. According to Plaintiff Jones, defendant Sean Combs bragged about having several women on a monthly stipend. According to Plaintiff Gines, the women who received these payments are Caresha Romeka Brownlee, aka Young Miami, Jade Ramey, aka Jade, Daphne Joy Cervantes Narvaez, aka Daphne Joy, who were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs's S-workers. Now, Young Miami has not directly addressed any of these allegations, but she has been on Twitter dropping a couple of, well, weird tweets. First, she said, "This finna be a fun summer." Then, in another tweet, someone asked, "Where Caresha at?" And she replied, "Right here. What's up?" A lot of people felt like Young Miami was kind of maybe a bit too excited for someone who was just implicated in a lawsuit that has the feds all over it. Added to that, Young Miami has made some statements online that make it seem like she for sure participated in whatever Diddy had going on. Like this tweet where she said, "If I wanted you to eat my pee, Diddy would have had you on your knees, girl. You a eater." So, I mean, it's not surprising that folks started speculating that maybe Caresha was so excited because she's talking to the feds. One person said, "She must have cut herself a deal already." This one said, "LMAO, Caresha called the feds." What's even more interesting about this whole Diddy situation is the creepy message Suge Knight left for Diddy from jail. Suge basically told Diddy that he needs to be careful and his life is in danger because of the secrets he knows and the little secret room they participated in.
I tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets. Who's involved in that little secret room you guys participating in? So, you know they're gonna get you if they can. It's a little crazy how Puffy get booted out the alcohol business and Jimmy Iovine steps in with Andre and Snoopy promoting it. It's never a good look when it comes to culture of hip-hop and for our community, our people. I turn myself in. Sometimes you gotta face the music. That's most of the time. Puffy, I'm gonna give you some real advice. 2 quick things. You gotta make a decision. When you go to prison, either you're gonna be standing up pissing or squatting sitting down pissing. I advise you to try to take the first one, because you know if you're squatting pissing on the seat, you know what that means. Oh yeah, by the way, do not do your time going by Brother Love. Brother Love is not a good code name for prison. I'm out.
From what Suge said, folks assumed Diddy must have some very damaging information about certain figures in the industry that might cost him his life, especially if he ends up in prison. But as far as Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, is concerned, Diddy will never be in jail because he won't be able to handle it. In a recent interview, Gene said Diddy would much rather off himself than go to jail.
And you knowing him.
Yeah, man, that's the end of the video. I'm gonna just end this video here, though. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section, and overall subscribe for more content, because it truly does help me out a lot. Now, man, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. This is crazy, man. First of all, though, that Dan Snyder situation was absolutely insane. You get what I mean? We all know Dan Snyder is being exposed for being a complete weirdo. He's a complete weirdo. He's into feet, all kinds of stuff. I can't touch into all of it, but it's a full-blown exposure for this guy going off right now, and it's pretty much done. You get what I mean? I'm pretty sure at one point he was planning to actually come back and make shows again, but yeah, it's pretty much done for. It's just like, yeah, it's pretty much confirmed that this guy's canceled. He's never coming back. Even if he tried, it wouldn't work, bro. Like, nobody likes you at this point. But You all know Dan Snyder made adult jokes and transformed them into like kid jokes. You get what I don't know, kid for the kid eye. You get what I mean? Like for example, he let Diddy get a remote control helicopter, put it in someone's pants. Like that's wild, bro. You get what I mean? Like you grabbed a child's toy, right? A child's toy, put it in someone's pants, and then controlled it. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it's an adult humor and just transformed it into like a kid joke. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm just trying to explain it the best way I can. But you get what I mean, bro. It's wild. It's wild. And the thing is, Dan Snyder let him do it, bro. Dan Snyder gave him the green light, said, hey, we're putting this on TV, which is insane. But yeah, Dan Snyder and Diddy definitely had something going on. But overall, also that Young Miami situation, bro. She was Diddy's ex-worker, but she definitely wasn't the only one as well. You get what I mean? But she was getting paid hundreds of thousands every month as well, which is insane. But yeah, man, she was Diddy's ex-worker, and she wasn't putting it down on Diddy. Let's just say that. You get what I mean? If Diddy said, hey, let this guy do whatever he wants to you, I'll pay you this monthly. Nobody else has to know. We're gonna keep this private. It's nobody's gonna know publicly. You get what I mean? It's not like the whole world is gonna know. But now the whole world knows simply because Diddy is being exposed. You get what I mean? You have ties with Diddy. You get what I mean? So you're also being exposed for working with Diddy. But yeah, bro, that's wild overall, man. And a lot of people overall just don't like Diddy simply because they already know what kind of timing Diddy was already on. They already knew what kind of timing Diddy was on. You get what I mean? So they kept their distance. And don't get me wrong as well. You get what I mean? There's a lot of people who knew what Diddy was on, but they still got themselves involved with Diddy, if you get what I mean, simply because, you know, they saw the opportunity, they saw the money, things like that. But Katt Williams wasn't going for that. You could offer him $50 million like a whole bunch of times. He's not gonna take it. You get what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's like selling your soul for Diddy. You get what I mean? You're selling your soul for Diddy. You're selling your soul for money. Like, bro, if someone's paying you, especially Diddy's trying to pay you $50 million to take your manhood and do things to you. You get what I mean? And $50 million is also a lot. So he's not gonna be the only one doing things to you, if you get what I mean. You know, he's gonna take advantage. You get what I mean? Because $50 million is a lot, bro. Like, that's crazy. But Katt Williams didn't overall go for it at all. He wasn't on that type of timing. You get what I mean? He already knew what kind of timing Diddy was on, and he said, no, I'm not on that time, and I'm staying far away from you as possible. You get what I mean? But overall, these lawsuits are coming in like a flood as well, because you know, the feds found that, you know, found out that Diddy has cameras all over his house. And it's okay if you have cameras outside of your house, right? You get what I mean? Or like one camera inside, right? Just to watch the doorway or something like that. But like, bro, he has cameras in every single room, and the cameras were so small you could never see them, bro. They were hidden in every single room. So you get what I mean? It's not like you know, this is just coming out now. Like, there's allegations that have been coming out for years that, you know, Diddy has allegedly blackmail footage. You get what I mean? Hitting cameras all over his house. So you get what I mean? We all know Diddy likes to party. So if you party with Diddy, you know, he has a whole bunch of substances in his home. You're gonna get drunk. You're gonna party. You're gonna take all the substances that he has to offer. You get what I mean? So, you know, all the women, all kinds of stuff. So you get what I mean? If you get yourself involved in anything that you might not remember simply because you took all these substances and you're like, what happened last night? Diddy's gonna be right there to remind you what happened, bro. You get what I mean? He's gonna pull up the footage and say, hey, you did this with this guy, and he's laying right next to you, and you're just like shocked, man, because you're like, what? And now you got to do whatever Diddy says, because if you don't, man, it's only it's only a matter of time. Who only God knows what's gonna happen to that footage. You get what I mean? Maybe the whole world is gonna see it. You get what I mean? So yeah, man, it's a form of blackmail, and it's blackmail footage. So yeah, bro. Like, this is wild though. You get what I mean? If you do anything at all in that house, Diddy is gonna see it. Yeah, man. Enough with the yapping though. Gonna end the video here. Let me know what you guys think and subscribe for more content. Peace out.